Okay, hello. I am not sure why this is like such an extreme close-up. Okay, there we go. All right, so it is Feng Shui Friday. Yes, I'm still in my jammies. It is Mom's Day, and my boys came in here early, and we were just chilling.
Okay, Mom's Day.
Shh, no interrupting, child. So, today we are talking about fame and reputation, and today we're just gonna cut to the quick and talk about that. So, fame and reputation is the center back wall of the room, the house, the property. Okay, so in this room, it is literally that space right there. So kind of not the whole window, but like right here. So from this edge of this to the edge of that picture. So if you took this wall and you divided it evenly in three, you'd be in this area right here. So one of the challenges of this area is, number one, it's like in between areas, right? And two, which is so funny because Feng Shui really does reflect who you are. I don't care where you move until you deal with your issues, they will always show up in every home, every place that you are in. So this to me, okay, as I look at this and what is it telling me is like the window, I want to be seen. I want to be visible, okay? And then there's a part of me that doesn't. And this is also why I bring in other modalities when I do Feng Shui sessions, when I do life coaching, business consulting, whatever it is. Because in human design, I'm what's called the 6-2 profile. And your profiles are about the roles that you play. So in the 6 line, I'm a role model. So I want to be seen. I want to teach. I want to share. In the 2 line, I is the hermit. Don't want to be seen, right? Over here on this side of the wall, right? So it's just funny how it shows up. It's the same thing. It's the same thing in my living room, okay? Part of the wall has a window, like the whole window is in that. And then there's parts that have stuff on them. The first thing I want you to do when you're looking at your fame in the fame and reputation area is I want you to, what is it saying to you? What are you noticing? Now, this isn't a bad or wrong thing. This is part of who I am. I need that deep hermit time. I need those days off social media and off work in order to recharge my battery and also kind of figure out where I'm going and what I want to do. So it's not bad. It's just a noticing thing. So the way that I created consistency in showing up in my business is by having theme days. And it's so funny because somebody recommended this to me like 20 years ago. And I was just like, that's really cool, but not for me. And then I found that it does work for me. So I have Transformational Tuesday, which I do tarot readings and client sessions. I have Worthy Wednesday, where I'm posting my jewelry and my tarot bags, also courses and classes and stuff like that. And then I have Feng Shui Friday. Okay. And it doesn't mean that I don't post the rest of the week, but those are my consistent times that I post. Okay. And that helps kind of balance that out of like to be seen and also the need to be a hermit. Okay. Usually on Saturdays and Sundays, I try not to be on social media at all. I'm not very successful at that. I'm getting better at Sundays, but Saturdays are still questionable. So again, this is the fame and reputation area. So let's talk about, in this case, it's saying part of me doesn't want to be seen. Totally normal for my personality. There's nothing wrong with that. We ain't gonna fix it. Okay. In Feng Shui, if it isn't broken, we do not fix it. There's no clutter here because obviously there's a window. You can't see it, but lower down, there's a cat tree sort of thing that Toby likes to live on. Awesome. This curtain is room darkening. Love that for night. Helps me get my sleep and also feel safe that nobody's peeking in my window because there's no privacy out there. That's somebody else's backyard. So fame and reputation is not just about being famous as in a celebrity, right? Or going viral or anything like that. It's really about being seen and heard. Reputation is part of that. Like, what do people think of you? And yes, When you have a business, or even as an employee, you do want to think about your reputation, right? You want, what does your boss think of you? What are your coworkers? Not in the I give a fuck kind of way, but in a, like, obviously, like, I'm not going to come on here and make fun of my followers, which is not something I would do anyway, because that's not going to get me clients, right? But also having boundaries, okay? So this is an area where you could put stuff in if you need boundaries with people, okay? Because that's part of your reputation. So it's more about the seen, heard, and valued, respected. This is an area where if you are not getting the respect you want, if you are not being seen or heard or valued in your relationships, any relationship, you could do something here. So the first place we always go to in Feng Shui is declutter. So there's nothing to declutter here. Obviously, it's just really a window. There's not much over there. So, but I could clean the window, and I do clean my windows frequently. Okay. My goal is once a month. I'm not that great about that, but I could do that. Okay. So that's one thing that I could do to help my visibility. So declutter and clean the area is always the first step. Then it's like, what do I want? So we start with an intention. We're not just going to go in there and just start hanging up shit. And I say this all the time. If it looks like if it looks like a Feng Shui practitioner has been there because there's like all these crystals and red string and Feng Shui coins, I'm sorry, but you're doing it wrong. Yes, we have some of those things, but usually they're hidden. If you came into my home, you would not see a bunch of that stuff. And I am a certified Feng Shui practitioner. I've been a certified Feng Shui practitioner for, I want to say 16, 17 years. But you're not going to see evidence of that. Okay. And actually my living room and my kitchen are constantly cluttered. Because that's where I work. My kitchen table is where I sew. And the living room, actually the living room's not bad right now. There's like one area, some stuff that has to go good is on the floor in front of the TV. So this is not about perfection. This is about intention. Okay. Even the most, strict of Feng Shui practitioners literally, figuratively actually have skeletons in their closets. Okay. So one of the things that I'm going to do, actually, not today, but tomorrow, is clean the window. And when I clean the window, I always wash the curtain. So wash the curtain as I'm at it. Although the curtain's been washed, recently. Okay. The other thing that I've talked about this before, this picture up here is actually like, for lack of a better word, a certified Chinese zodiac. So this is the year of the dragon. I actually found this at like some thrift store or Goodwill. And on the back of it, it actually has a piece of paper with all the Chinese zodiac signs. And I love that it's the dragon because I'm the dragon. What I don't love about this is that it is like a handmade paper with a black outline and there's no color in it. Now, I have been really struggling with this piece of art because I love the way that it is, and I don't want to ruin somebody else's piece of art. But I do feel like I use a little bit of color. So what I've been thinking about for years, and I think now's the time, is to put a piece of like clear plastic on top, like even just like from a sheet protector or something, and then maybe like diamond paint over it to give it like maybe not the whole, or like color over it. So I'm coloring on the plastic and it's giving it color so that I can be seen and heard, right? But not damaging the original. I could also put a piece of glass on it, but the frame is not designed to have glass on it, and I don't want to deal with that kind of problems, okay? So, but I could put something plastic over it, like a screen protector or a sheet protector or something like that. So that's one thing that I'm going to be working on. So I'm going to be cleaning washing the curtain, cleaning the window. I'm going to work on that. The other thing is I have this. So this is not a traditional Feng Shui crystal, although usually they're faceted, but they're round. And actually, if you see, I have one right there hanging from the center of the room. That's actually for health and well-being. So that is a round faceted crystal, and it's got some Swarovski crystals that are clear and the colors of the chakra. So what I decided was I'm going to hang this in the window. Okay. because I really love all the colors, right? Like, I feel like there's such dimension to me. I am certified in over like 3 dozen modalities. I get amazing results for my clients, right? I do all this wonderful work and I want to be seen. A lot of times, a lot of my only come to me for one thing and they forget that I have all these other facets to me, all these other modalities that I can help them with, right? So this is going to go in the window. I haven't decided if I'm going to hang it from like the top, or actually what I think I might do is like hang it from the ceiling. So I can see it all the time. So one of the things that you can do, so this isn't very long. So I wanted to hang it from the ceiling, but I want to hang it low enough so that like the light catches it. You can always use like fishing line or like beading, like fishing line kind of sort of stuff. It's called monofilament, to give it length. You don't want to put a red string on this. I know it's traditional feng shui to hang things with red string, but it's going to look awkward. You're not going to see the crystal. You're going to see the freaking red string. So I'm going to figure out where I want it. I might actually use a suction cup. I might put it in the center of the casing, the window casing. I'm not sure. I'm going to play with it and see where I want to be able to see it, but I also want the light to catch it. So I'm going to play. And that's one of the things with feng shui. Like, we literally move furniture around and like we think that like, oh, this will look good here and feel good here, but then we move it and we're like last year I switched my TV cabinet and my secretary desk, and my secretary desk was in the career area, and the TV cabinet, also my magical cabinet where I have my oils and herbs and stuff like that, was in the fame and reputation area. And I switched them, and even though logically it doesn't make sense, like, of course you want the desk in the career area, but it's like the energy shifted in the room. The room feels bigger. I don't know. It just does. So sometimes you got to take your ideas and be like, I wonder how this would look here. And get a friend. I did all the moving on my own. My kids moved the other things around so that I can move the big pieces, right? So sometimes you got to get in there. You got to I'm going to take that down. I'm going to start playing with it. I'm going to be like, what would it look like? What if I diamond painted it? What if I mark, you got to try stuff. Okay. And there are I have a whole PDF of fame and reputation, rituals and cures that you can purchase from me. And that's going to be $9 today. Normally I charge $18 for it, but it's $9. It's a PDF, and it's got all these things, and you get the 3 secret reinforcements ritual as well, which is another $9 for free, because those placements aren't going to, they're the most, how do I say this? When you do the 3 secret reinforcements, according to the late Professor Ling Yang, it increases their efficiency and their speed by 130%. And I totally agree with that. So declutter, clean, especially if there's a window, get that window clean. And then think about, what is your intention? Where in your life do you want to be seen and heard? And it usually is multiple areas. Usually there's a pattern, right? So we want to really get to the root of what is that pattern? What would we actually want to experience in that area of our life? And then think about, what do you already have that you can put there to symbolize that? And then also, when you're putting it there, using something like the 3 secret reinforcements, or just stating it, okay? So when I go and clean the window, I'm going to be saying something like, I am cleaning this as a reflection of my intention for people to see me more clearly. Okay? When I hang this up, saying something like, people see all my beautiful multi-facets. They see all my gifts, skills, knowledge, and wisdom. Okay? And they value them and they appreciate. Okay? So you want to set an intention. You're not just going over there to do feng shui because Peter told you to do feng shui. You're doing it because you want a change in your life. You want to see the ripple effect show up in your actual physical reality, the way that people relate to you, the way that people talk to you, the way that people treat you. Okay, this is It's not just fame and reputation out there. It's about how are you being treated. Also, this is a great place where if you did something here and you did something in the self area, which is the front left, in front of the prosperity area, about the way that you treat yourself. And I guarantee you the same pattern you're noticing about other people is the same pattern that you are doing to yourself. You're doing it to yourself. So start treating yourself, valuing yourself, seeing yourself, hearing yourself. One of the things that I've been working on as a highly intuitive person who makes money with my intuition is listening to my freaking intuition. Like last night, it was this blue nightgown. This is the famous blue nightgown that I talk about. I love it because it's got the sun and the moon and the stars, but the color always reminds me of a hospital gown. So I tend not to go for it. And last night, saw it clear as day in my clairvoyant ability. I saw it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear it. Okay, so I am seeing myself. I am hearing myself. I am valuing myself. And then that gets reflected back to me. Okay, as much as our home reflects who we are, who we think we are, it's really not who we are, who we think we are. And as we adjust our home, we start our perception of ourselves and our lives, things ripple out. It's the other way around as well. Okay. So it's really important before you go in there, well, as you're in that area and you're seeing what it's saying to you, what are the things that you'd like to change? The other thing about this window that really bothers me is the fact that the view is really not that pretty. Right now, there's some forsythias growing out there. If you don't know what that is, it's a vine with pretty little yellow flowers. You'll see them in bouquets with pussy willows. One of my favorites. It reminds me of my mom because my mom would go and cut some down. My mom would cut some down from our property and other people's properties, and it reminds me of her. But normally the view isn't all that great. There's some wires back there. It's the backyard. So for a couple years now, I've been thinking about planting some really, really tall sunflowers, and this year I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go back there. I'm going to find some spots. I'm going to poke some holes, and I'm going to throw some sunflowers there. And it's not going to hide everything, but it's going to bring more prettiness into this place. I think it was last month I posted a view out that window of the moon. So there are times that the view is great. Like sometimes I can see the sunrise and I can see the moon and things like that. And of course the iPhone camera just is shit for that. But still, there are some pretty views, but I want to cultivate more pretty views. So planting some flowers out there. Okay. I'm not going to go and clean up that area because there's a bit of poison ivy out there. And there's also wires that I don't want to be touching. I think what I'm going to do is do the sunflowers on like on the outside of the bushes, like furthest away from me. And then maybe plant some smaller plants, like some smaller plants closer so that when I am standing at the window and looking down, I can see them. Only I can see them. So these are things that you can do because Feng Shui isn't just the inside of your property. It's the landscaping. It's the view from inside your window. It's the view from outside your window. Like what does the outside of your house do? That Feng Shui is like the whole picture. Okay. Now, having said that about being seen, heard, valued, respected, accepted, loved, supported, etc., you can use this area to go viral. You can use it to, beef. Okay? And that's just an intention. Like I could place this there and say, my intention is to go viral, to be a star, to be, like this reminds me kind of like a diamond, right? So just to be a star and to be seen, right? I could do that. That's not my thing. Okay. I want to help more people. However, I am not the kind of person that wants, 40 clients a week as far as like a one-on-one sort of thing, right? So we have to be mindful of our intention. Okay. And then also like if you do something and like you do go extremely viral and then you're like, oh my God, like I can't handle this, you can take some of it back. So it's not permanent. You can take it down. Okay. So first, you're going to go to that area and what is it saying to you? What are you noticing about that area? What is it speaking to you? Okay. 2, you're going to declutter. 3, you're going to clean. They're separate steps. Obviously, decluttering is getting rid of the garbage and things that don't belong. Cleaning wiping down the window pane and washing the curtain, and then to get super clear as to what your intention is. Okay? Super, super clear. The more specific you can be, the better. And then you're going to find 1 or 2 items. Like I said, I'm doing the dragon, and I'm also doing this crystal. Okay? I'm using 2 things. Okay? So the dragon I might just do in general, and then use this in like my business or my relationships. Okay? And that's it. We're not going to put a ton of stuff here. We're not going to put a whole bunch of red crystal, red string, and Feng Shui coins and things like that. It's not necessary. Now, having said that, if I wanted that picture to be about money, I could tape some money to the back of it. See, this is where like not everything has to be seen. Not everything has to be obvious. If my intention for that picture is to be seen, heard, valued, and paid, which of course I do, I could tape some money to the back of it. And how much money you tape to the back of it is up to you. Make it make sense. Or you could just be like, I get paid. And so you tape a dollar bill to the back of it. I mean, obviously, if you want to do a bigger bill, that would be great. You don't have to, but you could just tape some money to it. I would not do Monopoly money, fake money. I would do real money, a dollar. Put a fucking quarter on the back of it. Okay. And you can even get fancy if you could get fancy with your intention, and you could be like, for every word I speak, I get a dollar. And I talk a lot. I would make a lot of money every day. Okay? So you could do something like that. Get creative. Feng Shui is about learning the rules, learning the base, the foundation, and then running with it. Bless you. Having fun with it. Also remember, this is the fire element. So we really wood to feed the fire, so that frame has got like this bamboo edge to it. The paper is made out of wood, right? So that brings in the wood element, and then the mirror itself, the glass of the window is water. So the water feeds the wood feeds the fire. Okay. Purple is one of those, like, it doesn't like it's actually wood element because it goes into the money element. So that's another great placement. Okay. But also being mindful. This is a good place to put electronics, but you don't want to put too many electronics because it will overload it. I actually have a metal stand, and I have my plants there. So that's, actually plants are like earth and wood energy, because you've got the soil, which is earth, obviously, and then the plant, which is wood. So that's great thing to put there. Okay. It's also a really sunny window. So that's the best place to put that. And you really want to do that. You want to line up your metaphysical intention, right? The Feng Shui with the practical, which is what we call mundane. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So now, I really love the $33 offer last week, so I'm doing it again. Today it's called what did I call it? Sorry. Okay, I'm just looking at this comment, which is delete. And delete that. So I think it's a main character reset or something, but basically it's about visibility. So basically what the $33 session is, you would DM me and you would tell me what it is that you want to accomplish, what your intention is in the fame and reputation area. You would send me a picture of your fame and reputation area along with the blueprint of your bedroom, because I like to do the master bedroom, because or your bedroom, whatever room you sleep in. And then I will send you a Google Doc with all the shifts that you need to make. And words around what your intention could be, like guidelines for what you can say as your intention, and an item, like a picture of an item or something that I feel like would go there really well. And then you'd also get the 3 secret reinforcements as well, because that's a $9 value. So that's $33. My fame and reputation PDF, which also comes with the 3 secret reinforcements, that's $9 today as a special. And also, I've been working on my relationship with money for a long time, and I have created what's called the money recalibration. So this is an 8-week container. You get 3 one-on-one sessions with me. In between, you'll get audios to help reprogram your consciousness, your subconscious, for money. And I've been doing this and money has started flowing in a lot more easily and a lot better. I also don't panic about stuff. Don't get me. Sometimes I get angry when things don't go my way, but money has been flowing a lot more easily. I find myself asking for money more easily. Things are getting paid more easily and more quickly. Money comes from unexpected sources. It's just amazing how when you start to recalibrate your relationship with money from the inside, how you think, feel, and believe about money, and the outside. We will be doing a little bit of Feng Shui in the money recalibration. How big of a shift it is. Okay. So the money recalibration again is 8 weeks, 3 live sessions with me, one-on-one on Zoom. You'll get the replay. In between the other 5 weeks, you'll be getting audio specifically designed for you to reprogram your subconscious using hypnosis, and also little tasks that you can do in order to start shifting with your relationship with money. And some of it will be Feng Shui. Again, it is $444. Payment plans are available, and you can bring a partner or a friend for half off. So you pay the $444, they pay $222, or you can split it and you can each pay $333. So if any of that sounds resonant, please contact me and let me know which one of these that you would like to sign up for. And next week we have 2 areas left. I haven't decided. One is health and well-being, which is center. The last area in this 9-part series is relationship. So I think we're going to do health and well-being because this is really important to our wealth. We do not want wealth at the expense of our health and well-being. Okay. We want it in addition, healthy enough to enjoy our money, to be able to go on adventures and experiences and travel with our money, right? To be able to enjoy it. Okay. So that's next week, health and well-being, which is the center of the area. And then the week after that will be our last part of this 9-part series on wealth, and we'll be doing relationship. Okay. If anything, I would love your feedback. How are you enjoying this 9-part series? What resonates with you? What do you want to see more of? Obviously, after the next 2 weeks, this 9-part series is done, but I'll still be doing Feng Shui Friday Live, and I'm not sure what I'm doing. So I think the week after relationship, I'll give you updates and I'll show you some of the things that I did. I'm not going to show you everything because some of it is private. That's another thing with Feng Shui is like, you don't have people come into your home and you're like, oh, look what I did for Feng Shui. No, this shit is private. This is like your diary. This is you and your conversation with the universe, God. And also you don't want people touching. Well, first of all, I'm a germphobe. I don't want people in my house, or let alone touching my stuff, but you don't want people touching your stuff. Okay. People picking up stuff and being like, ooh, this crystal is really pretty. And if you go into someone's home, please don't touch their stuff. Like, some of it is valuable, some really sentimental. You don't want to put your energy on it. When we touch things, everything that we touch, we leave an energetic imprint on it. Not only do we leave our fingerprints and our DNA and all that stuff, we leave our energetic imprint on it. And you don't know why that has those things. So don't go around into somebody's home and start touching stuff. I cannot impress that enough, that their home is their sacred temple, their sacred space, and we want to really respect that and honor. Which actually brings me to another thing, which wasn't part of my planned spiel, but a lot of Feng Shui practitioners, especially the more traditional Feng Shui practitioners, like especially if they have a lineage, like their ancestors were Feng Shui practitioners or their ancestors were Chinese, do not like secondhand items, or even things that we've inherited from our family, because it's got what's called predecessor energy on it. Everything has predecessor energy. And I know like a lot of the traditional Feng Shui practitioners wouldn't have thought of this because like, the person who's making it, or you would make it yourself. But pretty much everything is, even if I bought this brand new, which I didn't, the person who made it, the person who put it in the box, the person who put the box on the shipping truck, they have all put their energy on it. So like with something like this, you wash it and that removes the energy, right? And then you can also set an intention when you buy something. Like I have different mugs for different things. This is my hot water and lemon mug. I'm sure you've seen my Fox mug, which is my coffee mug. I have a like iridescent, like my glasses, little it's not little, it's a cauldron, so it's got the 3 little feet on it, right? So I have a different mug for different things, just because I do. All right. And it's also like it's the energy of it. I love that. I love having a different mug. I've got 3 mugs and I've got my water bottle, right? So it also kind of makes things less confusing for people. Like, which cup is yours? They're all mine. But also, when you bring something home, you do want to wipe it down. You want to wash it, even if it's brand new. Like back in the day, we talk about you wash. A lot of people don't do that anymore. I wipe down everything because of my germophobia. But you also want to think about, especially if you're buying something at a thrift store or a tag sale or something like that, bringing it home, wiping it down with rubbing alcohol if you can, or at least like spraying it with, or wiping it down with salt water, or leaving it in your garage overnight to kind of air out. You can also set an intention over it that, like, you know, I release all the predecessor energy from this cup so that I can set my own intention or something. Okay. That wasn't the most eloquent of intentions, but like, you know what I mean? Like that's the gist of it. So your intention, your energy over time will override what was over there. Okay. Now, mind you, if one of your psychic abilities is psychometry, and psychometry is when you touch an object and you can tell about, you know, you can tap into the predecessor energy. You might actually see, you might see things, or you might hear things, or you might just know about the previous owner. If you're really sensitive to stuff like that, I definitely recommend that you touch things before you bring them into your home. So if you're buying something, that you actually buy it in person. I've had instances of psychometry, but it doesn't overwhelm me. I also have never had, I've never touched an object that's had really toxic energy or like violent energy. So maybe that's why I haven't had such a huge, you know, impact of that. Just be mindful of it. Okay. If anything, just like, I like it, but it doesn't feel good to me, then don't bring it into your home. Okay. Because it will kind of leak that energy. And if you are going to bring something to your home, anything into your home, make sure you're washing it, you're wiping it down. You can sage it. That's another one. You can just, you know, with the sage smoke, right? Just make sure you don't burn it, like something like that. So just, you know, like saging it. I'm trying to think of the word. Oh no, smudging it. So you're just gonna, you know, move the sage around the object 360 so that as best as you can to get the energy out. Even if you buy a new car, I've saged my car when I first bought it. You can also sage your car, like if you just feel like there's just funky energy around it. Smudging is a really cool thing. And you can also I sell a sage spray, like, especially if you're looking for money, it smells yummy. It like helps remove negative energy around your money. Reminder, but just being mindful of the things and the people that you bring into your home. Okay. What else? I think that's it. I think that's what I've got. So if you'd like the Fame and Reputation PDF, that's $9. Message me about that. You can do a mini Feng Shui session through chat for $33 around fame and reputation. So I will look at your space. You'll send me pictures. You'll send me your floor plan and what you're experiencing and what would you prefer. What changes to make and what intention to set. And I'll send you a PDF with a checklist. Just makes life easier. That's $33. And if you'd like to do the money recalibration program, it's $444. Payment plans are, and you can bring either your partner or friend for half off. But this is where we really change your relationship with money from the inside out. So there'll be hypnotic audios that you'll listen to. You'll have 3 one-on-one sessions with me to figure out what's going on and what needs to shift. What are the patterns that are showing up? You'll have some feng shui to do. You'll have, practical tasks that you will accomplish, little tiny tasks every week to just kind of move the needle forward, right? So one of them might be, if you don't buy yourself what you really want, then you upgrade. So for me, one of the upgrades that I did many years ago was buying the expensive coffee, okay? And buying the coffee that I want. So I spend $44 every 3 for a 4-pound bag of whole bean Jamaican coffee. It's not Jamaican Blue Mountain. I actually like my coffee stronger than Jamaican Blue Mountain. If you're not familiar with Jamaican Blue Mountain, it's like $75 to $100 a pound. But anyway, this stuff is 4 pounds of whole. It's a like a medium to dark roast, and it lasts me 4 or 5 months. So it's really like $11 a month, but I bought the coffee that I want, that actually has the taste and the flavor that I want. And it's a non-negotiable for me. Okay? It's a non-negotiable. So making those, they're not luxuries. Like sometimes we look at those things as luxuries. Well, but I could get a canister for like $3 at the grocery. Yeah, I could, but that doesn't taste good. And if I'm going to drink, I only drink 1 cup of coffee because I'm very sensitive to caffeine. If I'm going to drink coffee, then I want it to be the flavor that I want, the taste that I want. Okay? So little tasks like that help you show your nervous system that it is safe for you to spend money on you. And everything will be custom created for you. So the audios will be created for you. The sessions will be created for you. The little side quests that you'll be given to do, if you choose so, will be created just for you. This is not like a stock program where everybody gets the same thing. It will be custom created for you. Okay? So if that is resonating with you, you can message me for more information, or you could go to my website, which is bringyouTolight.com, all written out, bringyouTolight, LIGHT.com, and you'll find it featured. Just look for the picture of the money with the heart in the middle. That you can sign up for that. That is only the base program. If you're bringing a friend, you would have to message me and I will send you a separate link for your friend. Or if you guys want to split it and do $333 each, let me know and I'll create a custom link for you. Or if you want to do a payment plan, message me and I will set that up for you. All right. I hope you have enjoyed this session of Feng Shui Live with me. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.